Welcome to NMIMS podcast. Today we have with us Mr. Snehal Desai and Dr. CMA Niranjan Shastri sir. In this podcast, we just don't have conversation with information. It will change your perspective. So we are honored to have you, sir. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
How are you, sir, today?
Absolutely fine.
So let's just start with your introductions. We all know that you have worked with a lot of companies as a CEO, CFO. What's your journey been like, and what's your mindset behind that? Behind Mr. Snehal Desai, who is he?
Education played a key role in my growth. So when I said education, I'm not talking in terms of degree, but the kind of exposure I come across while studying in different campuses. CEPT has its own role to play because CEPT was very challenging for me because I came from a different background and culture. So it was very difficult for me to adapt to that. But once I have adopted that, I realized that the rest of the world was relatively easy for me to handle. MBA, I became an MBA without understanding subjects. And I think that's how majority of the MBA probably become. Like they become an MBA, they don't understand subject, but they have a confidence that they are an MBA. And then my professional career start. So when I joined a venture capital firm, my first boss, Mr. Late Sri Vishnu Vashne, he had a key role to play in my life because I think that's the first time when I come across someone who was reading very hard, whose control of language is solid. He was a very demanding boss, very short-tempered but detail-oriented person. So that's where my professional skills started evolving. I was fortunate enough to pick up things from them because many times it happens that people come across lots of good things in their life, but they take it for granted or probably they don't get into. So when I saw Mr. Vashne reading, I also started reading the book which he used to brought, and I still recollect he used to, though we were based at Ahmedabad, he used to bring books from Mumbai Indo-American Chamber Library. He used to manage it from IIM Library. He used to get it from British Library. And I thought it makes sense. So that's where he helped me. And then subsequently, when I joined Adani, there are two people who really had a lots of impact on me. One was Dr. Malay Mahadevia, because of two reasons. One, he was my first boss who picked up. Second, he was a dentist. He is a dentist. And being a dentist, he was running a port. Now, I am an MBA. I always believed that MBA understand things, non-MBA don't understand things. But when I saw Dr. Mahadevia running the port and executing projects and lots of control, I realized it's not about degree, it's more about the people. And then he gave me lots of freedom. And subsequently, I met Gautam Adani, where I was working on some of the projects in the group for him and with other people. I saw his decision making, his commercial acumen, the way he's handling people, the way he's driving project, his scale, his vision, and magnanimity as a human is where I think that impacted me, and this all played a critical role. CEPT was instrumental in one more aspects where I come across music, and the music I got into is rock and metal, where I started listening lots of Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Metallica, and these people write lots of positive music. So that has developed my mindset. So what if you see, I got an educational degree in terms of graduation, post-graduation. So I come across music, which has started developing my mindset. I come across, let's say, Vishnu Vashne, who was very good in the subject and also has developed a hobby of reading in me. I come across an unconventional person, Dr. Mahadevia, who was really delivering out of his capacity, commitment rather than his degree. And Mr. Gautam Adani, who himself is a very different legend in his way of working. So these all get combined, and literally the family, the parents, the way my father always allowed me to do what I wanted to do, so he never blocked me. He was only interested in that I'm doing something rather than interested in what I am doing. So those family culture, those freedom which has been given to me, and then this surrounding, this all come together and help me in evolving a better professional.
So, sir, now shifting from this to the paradox of talent which you wrote. So, what is it about? What all it has in it?
So paradox of talent I write about when someone is completing his graduation and post graduation, so what is the kind of mindset he required to have to grow in life. So it was a very raw account of student and management trainee or assistant manager level of an employee within the organization. So that is what we have written it. I am writing another book which is it's a very detailed journey within the corporates, how corporate functions, how promoter thinks, how entrepreneurs are creating businesses in the organization, which are relatively a different version of a middle management or top management employee story. So paradox of talent is a first-hand account of a graduate, postgraduate and a management training account assistant manager level of an employee.
And sir, your band, the Blood Brothers. So like your album, The Ethereal, and the Hope song which you published during COVID time. So how did you get inspired for it? Like, what was your motivation for it?
So Hope had been written before COVID, and we all were free during COVID. So then the idea came that why don't we convert this into why don't we release this song? So then the branding brothers who produce, who's our manager and also produce our videos, they said why don't we come out with a lyrics video? So that is how it's been written. This song has been written by my nephew and son, Khyat and Dron. So they composed this song before COVID. But then all of a sudden we started realizing that the lyrics of the Hope and the COVID scenario is making sense. Because the only thing we have during COVID was hope. That not today, then tomorrow things will be normal. And then we decided to come out with that particular lyrics video. So this is how it got released during the COVID.
Next, we move on to one of our own professor, CMA Dr Niranjan Shastri. How are you, sir? And so you have been teaching us for 6 to 7 months now. And how's your journey with us? Or so who are you? Just for our audience to let know.
Yeah, thank you, Ayush. So this is a difficult question. I'm still in the quest of who am I, right? But yeah, what I enjoy is being with you all people. So teaching is my first love, right? And definitely working with industry and interacting with people like Mr. Desai, and that I enjoy a lot, and bonding relationships and learning for the people. So the fringe benefit of being in academia is when Mr. Desai came to interact with you, I got this incidental benefit to attend the workshop, and lot of takeaways are there, not only for students but for professors like us, which we can multifold and distribute back to the students who didn't get opportunity to attend this particular workshop, right? So if you talk about me, generally my inclination or focus in earlier part of my career was accounting and finance. But when I joined IIMS in 2017, our chancellor's vision is quality education. And inside classroom, the delivery by a professor, the bonding between a professor and a student is what brings the true management professionals, or you can say true graduates in any stream. So we believe in that, and after joining in MIMS, I think my inclination changed a little. Now I think more about business rather than a domain per se. So I take courses like management consulting, strategic performance management and control, managing growth, in addition to core finance courses, right? So what is good about you all people is you are among a selected lot. You are focused, you are working hard. So these are good things. But what Mr. Desai shared with us, we need to work on that, because it's simple to listen and learn, very difficult to follow. The tips he has given, very difficult to follow. But in long run, I think they will definitely benefit you all. Correct?
So today's podcast is gonna be a little different for us. So we are gonna do one thing today. We are gonna build a business here. See,
You're gonna build?
a business, entrepreneur.
Okay.
So let's take one person, 23-year-old. He's passionate about things, just done his graduation. Let's say he did BBA, BCom honors, commerce guy, want to do an MBA. And first of all, the question comes in our mind is, why MBA? So let's just say, for my opinion comes in, MBA basically lets us bond with people. We network here at MBA. We can learn these things from people from internet. Also, we have a lot of AIs, lot of information available out on internet. But MBA is something like that. I don't know. A next businessman is sitting next to me. I don't know that in 10 years what can happen. So first of all, I want to take your views on why I should or why he should do a MBA, the 20-year-old or 22-year-old guy.
I would like to take up, and you will definitely counter or add on, because I remember one session taken by Mr. P.D. Mode, who is from Ahmedabad. What a coincidence, he is also from Ahmedabad. So he is a firm believer, and I am too, that in a classroom which is world class and well designed education system, generally MBA program, if you leave it wholeheartedly provided, actually pushes your career 10 years early. You achieve 10 years early which others can, because we bring experiences in the classroom and you learn fast. So there are two ways. One is called a thokar khake thakur bano. It means you learn by experience. And in MBA you learn by others' experience. So how keen you are learning from others' experience, what years of experience Mr. Desai possesses, and in 2 days of workshop, he desired to pass on lot of that experience, how much you catch. Correct. So these kind of tremendous opportunities come during a tenure of 2 years. So it changes your mindset, change your learning, change your horizon, and definitely pure experience rather than MBA education based experience, according to me, makes a lot of difference. I would like to restate a statement of Dhirubhai Ambani. He said, if I would have been at Harvard, I would have grown Reliance much faster than I am doing now. So he sent Mukesh for MBA because of this only. So passing over to Mr. Desai.
Any contradiction?
No contradiction. I think what he said, adding on the same. One is corporate somehow. Now it's changing. Last 2-3 years, I have seen there a very solid shift happening in HR. If you see the current corporate structure, people who are heading HR, people who are heading businesses, CEOs, CFOs, they must be between 40 to 60. So they are the last generation of conventional thought process. Now, when you talk about those people and they want to promote someone, though you are good, but they want you to be an MBA. I have come across lots of talented people. I have come across lots of talented graduate engineers, BCom, BBA, who can really do. One of the company I know, PA, who have been just shifted to another department, and many times I keep on telling him, keep joking with him that you would have an MBA by now, you would have been CA. But he was a personal assistant of one of the CEO and one of the promoter's office. So, corporate still does not accept someone who is just a graduate into managerial and developmental. So, one of the reasons I want people to be an MBA, so your future bottleneck has been not there. No one will block you stating, I want to promote you, I want to give you business, but you are not an MBA. So this is from corporate side, but it's the last week. I think now next 10-15 years probably people can say now the story will not happen, because I am seeing the AI is changing, the new generation is working in a very different way.
So I was reading an article that it was saying that MBA is dying. In 5 years, there is no MBA. People will not go for MBA. Is this true?
That way I don't say MBA is dying, that way I'll say the degrees are dying, the education is dying, because at the end of the day, when you are going to a college and a school and if it's not going to add a value which you require in real life and business and corporate sense, then it is dying. But I am seeing lots of colleges which are, for example, today when I visited your institute, I have been realizing this organization is basically a bond between a college and the corporate. So if any college or corporate which are going to give you connectivity to any college is graduate, postgraduate college is going to give you connectivity to the corporate, these colleges will not have a problem, those degrees will not have a problem. But you are offering an engineering, you are offering a basic graduation, you are offering a post graduation in your college, your faculty, your infrastructure is completely outdated, then those institutes, those degrees are definitely going to face a problem. So that way, yes, it's been done.
Yeah.
But so one thing I said is this, and second thing I wanted to be an MBA because I think in my passing concluding statement I made this statement, if you recollect in classrooms in a workshop, that MBA is a wonderful degree. If people study genuinely this degree, these subjects have a terrific capability of building an organization or new businesses. Question is how many people are genuinely studying? Because what is happening in Indian society, majority of the people are using this as a social status and an entry to a corporate rather than building themselves as an educated person. So if you study it well, it's a strategy, finance, OB, HR, marketing. Where are today? Tell me those degrees which are going to give you horizontal exposure. Second, today, if let's assume you are an engineer, let's assume you are a BCom. You go for an ME, you go for an MCom, you don't go for an MBA. Then you only have one domain to grow in your life. That is the BCom. But when for an engineering, but when you're an MBA, now you're qualified for software company, you're qualified for a banking, you're qualified for infrastructure, you're qualified for a retail. So MBA fundamentally leads to your career. Right? So that way this degree make lots of sense. So if you study in genuine perspective, if it's happening from the real life perspective and the corporate connectivity perspective, it's a great degree. It really helps.
So, sir, as we are planning that 23-year-old boy wants to start a business. So, like he is having an MBA degree, he's in second year right now. So, being foolishly hungry, and he wants that what all opportunities are there in the market, what all he should grab, and the bottlenecks which he should focus upon to eliminate. So, how would you say what approach he should go with?
Basically, where is the opportunity lies, where he can start a business. Let's just say he has 10,000, 20,000 rupees in his account. Where is the market where he can go and put his in money, and he can make some business out of it?
10,000, 20,000 rupee and where is the market? Oh, link nahi. It is fundamentally linked with his smartness. If we start paying well these 10,000, 20,000 rupees, he can invest in market and from there he can build an organizations. If he goes into the farms around your institute, buy a fresh vegetable directly from farmer, offer a 20,000 rupee, create a supply chain network and a distribution system where he can sold those 20,000 rupees vegetable in a market at 40,000 rupees, is earning daily 20,000 rupees and multiplied by 30 and by 112 month is what is going to earn, and he create a giant empire also. So it's not about where is the opportunity. Opportunity is everywhere. The point is at what level he is desperate, he is competent and he is passionate.
Let's just go. He decided to have a t-shirt business. Okay. He got the manufacturing in Delhi, and so you know that t-shirts have prints. So he's buying raw t-shirts from the market. He's printing his own from screen printing or digital printing, whatever he wants to do, and selling it on marketplaces. How can he scale that?
So first point is when he's selling t-shirt, he's selling t-shirt, he's selling brand, he's selling character, he's selling attitude. So that he need to be clear. For example, he's selling a t-shirt within a punchline which can become a trend and kind of become a mindset and attitude. Then his t-shirt will have a very different price and he can have a very niche community-based market. He started selling this t-shirt as, for example, we just talked about an F1. So he's selling the people to the people with t-shirt to the people with a mindset of an F1. Then again he will have a different market. So point again which I am trying to tell you is that he has a 20,000. He is getting into business of t-shirt business. It's a commodity business. There are lots of people already been there. But if he knows how to create his market, how to position himself, then out of that competitive market also he will have his own space. When you go into convergence, when you create a very solid service experience or a dream experience out of a commodity and a product, you will have a market. So can he do that? Now creating those dream, creating this niche market is an individual subjective game. By what extent he is subjective in his thought process? By what extent he can execute what subjectively thinking he has in his life? Many times what happens, people have a lots of idea, they fail in execution. People have a good idea, people have a good vision, but they are not desperate and determined to deliver under any cost and any circumstances. So if he has certain way of living, he will execute under any situation and any way. So that mindset is critical. Entrepreneurship is not about product, it's not about service, it's not about an idea. Entrepreneurship is all about a mindset. If you have a right people, they will create a miracle. If you have a wrong people, give a great business, they will do a disaster.
People basically.
The right person, right mindset, story end.
How can someone like us build this mindset?
I think the way you grown up in your life, when you were a child, you had a unique mindset. As you become an old, you change yourself because of the society and because of the education system. So if you remain the way you were, you will have a unique mindset because the mindset you had in your childhood was a unique. Most of the people fail to sustain that childhood as they grow up in their life because of the social and educational pressure. So if you go back to who you were, you will have a unique mindset.
So to create a business, we need to essentially create a story where people can connect with the brand.
So I go other way around. To create a business, you yourself require to get convinced with what you are doing. And once you get convinced with what you have been doing, then you require to convert that into a story. Story gets spread, become a brand, and it happens. But the journey where you are convinced and you create a story, that journey is very painful. His mental strength will allow him to pass through that particular journey and then he'll deliver. Because I think most of the idea which people have, they are great idea, but very few get convinced and keep on driving.
Execution.
So for example, and I'm saying convince and driving, not only execution. For example, when someone wants to come out with an EV, don't you think so this automobile industry, who have been into the business in so many years, would have put their best effort that the EV should not come in a market? Don't you think so this giant oil company, they would have taken care that if electric vehicle comes in, then who will going to consume beyond about my petrol and oil? So they will have put their effort. But then there was someone determined to overcome all those. He was convinced with what he's doing. And then he has executed is where this story happened. Now that mental strength is you had in a childhood. Many times people used to say, I don't want to play this, you play. You said, okay, you don't want to play, it's fine, I'll play. Now today it doesn't happen. If there are three people who don't support you, you start doubting your capability, you start doubting your idea. So that should not happen. Non-conformist, which you were. And as you grow up, you become a decent person. I think entrepreneurship is a mind game or is a journey for weird people. The conventional people does not survive. We need rebels, we need non-conformists, we need the people the way they think.
So, sir, the mental stability, the mental ability to think, to have that strength. Nowadays,
भाई इस उम्र में ये सब वर्ड कहाँ से आता है? मेंटल स्टेबिलिटी और मेंटल वो कुछ होता ही नहीं, इतना समझते ही क्यों? तुम गलत उम्र में गलत स्टेटमेंट बोल रहे हो। 50 साल में सब बोलो मैं समझते हूँ, इतना दिमागी कहाँ लगा? तो ये सब सोचना ही नहीं है, शुरू करो, देख लेंगे।
हाँ सर, लेकिन आज की जनरेशन में वही वीकनेस आ जाती है।
वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, अगर जनरेशन जो थी वो रहती तो नहीं आती ना। जनरेशन की तकलीफ क्या होगी? उन्होंने अपनी जनरेशन को सुन लिया। अब तुम लोग नेटफ्लिक्स यूज करोगे, तुम लोग आईफोन यूज करोगे और तुम बोलोगे उनका कल्चर नहीं आएगा। यूरोपियन एंड अमेरिकन कल्चर वेर फंडामेंटली डाउटफुल कल्चर। अब वहां पे क्या सोशल सिक्योरिटी है, तो दिस दे कैन अफोर्ड। अगर आप वहां पे अनएम्प्लॉयड रहोगे, अच्छा रॉ लैंग्वेज में बोलूं तो निकम्मा रहोगे, तो चलेगा कि गवर्नमेंट पैसा दे देगी? तो वहां बैठ के वो लोग कुछ भी कर लेंगे, चलेगा। अब वो कल्चर यहाँ पे आ गया और इंडियंस करना शुरू करेंगे, तो ये तो तकलीफ होने वाली है ना। हाँ, तो वो छोड़ो, अपने हिसाब से जियो ना। इंडियंस है टफ भाई यार, तो बहुत अलग लोग है ये। बट ये लोगों को बचा नहीं है, क्योंकि आप लोगों ने लिव इन आना शुरू हुआ, ये नेटफ्लिक्स आना शुरू हो गया। अब मुझे बताओ, स्विगी, जोमेटो, इंस्टामार्ट आ गया। इंस्टामार्ट में ऐसा हुआ कि आर्किटेक्ट लोग जो अभी रूम डिजाइन कर रहे हैं, उसके अंदर स्टोर रूम की साइज कम कर रहे हैं। स्टोर रूम की साइज इसलिए कम कर रहे हैं क्योंकि लोग स्टोर ही नहीं कर रहे हैं। अब स्टोर नहीं कर रहे तो इंस्टेंट खरीद रहे हैं, तो ज्यादा पैसा दे रहे हैं, ज्यादा पैसा दे रहे हैं तो ज्यादा कंजम्पशन हो रहा है, तो मनी माइंडेड हो रहे हैं, तो बिजनेस पैसा कमाने के लिए कर रहे हैं। तो उसमें सक्सेस की प्रोबेबिलिटी कहां पे रहेगी? बिजनेस आप जब तब करोगे बिकॉज यू आर एंजॉइंग, यू वांट टू मेक अ डेंट इन द यूनिवर्स, यू रियली वांट टू हैव अ रिमार्केबल जर्नी एंड द इंपैक्ट ऑन सोसाइटी। If you create this business, that business last. अब तो पूरा उल्टा हो चुका है, क्योंकि आपकी नीड अनलिमिटेड हो गई ना।
बेसिकली बिजनेस जो आजकल क्या कर रहे हैं, व्हाट आई हैव सीन, कन्वीनियंस पे खेल रहे हैं। स्विगी, इंस्टामार्ट और जोमेटोज, ये ब्लिंकिट, इन्होंने पैसा कहां से बनाया है? कन्वीनियंस देकर। ये आपको घर बैठे बैठे हम 10 मिनट में ये दे रहे हैं, आपको बस 10 रुपए दे। तो वहां से बिजनेस बन रहा है ऐसे कोई गैप्स?
ये तो गैप्स नहीं बोलूंगा मैं, तो इसको डिजास्टर बोलूंगा, क्योंकि ये सब प्रोडक्ट अपने कल्चर और कंट्री को खत्म कर रहे हैं। बट हाँ, देयर आर इनफ ऑफ गैप्स व्हेन यू डू कन्वर्जेंस। नाउ व्हेन यू टॉकिंग स्विगी, व्हेन यू टॉकिंग जोमेटो, व्हाट इज दिस? फूड किसी और का, व्हीकल किसी और का, ड्राइवर कोई और, किसी ने ऐप बनाई, तो तुमने फूड, सप्लाई चेन, लेबर और आईटी का कन्वर्जेंस किया। सो कोई भी इंडस्ट्री में जाके आप कन्वर्ज करो, यू विल हैव बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी। सो यू हैव इनफ अपॉर्चुनिटी इन ऑल फील्ड। बट तकलीफ क्या हो रही है कि जो हॉस्टल में बच्चे लोग 5 लोग बैठ के कैंटीन पे खाते थे और शाम को बाहर खाने निकलते थे, और वहां पे जो डिस्कशन होता था और वहां पे जो डिबेट होती थी, वो अब स्विगी और जोमेटो के कारण हो नहीं रही है, क्योंकि वो रूम में आ रहा है। तो स्विगी कमा रहा है, इंडियन कल्चर खत्म हो रहा है, वो उसको तकलीफ देने वाला है। और मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा कि लोग इतने कितने बिजी है कि बाहर जाके नहीं खा सकते और हर रोज इंस्टामार्ट चाहिए, और हर रोज। सो आर वी इनकम्पिटेंट और आर वी बिजी? है ना? इंस्टामार्ट इज इनकम्पिटेंसी, इंस्टामार्ट इज नॉट अ बिजनेस। Once in a while, Instamart is business. But if that becomes your lifestyle, it's an incompetency. बाकी तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स तो लिस्ट बना के जाते थे, रिटेल में लेके आते थे मॉल में संडे को जाके।
हाँ, जब हम छोटे थे हम नहीं जाते थे स्टार बाजार।
तो अब जाओ ना वापिस, कौन रोक रहा है भाई?
हम लोग जाते थे कि एक पूरी लिस्ट बनाई, गए। But
अभी भी संडे चले जाओ, पूरे हॉस्टल के जितने लोग हो उसमें से एक एक टन ले लो भी, आज तुम जाओगे 25 रूम के तुम लेके आओगे तो वहां जाके खरीदी करके आओ, मार्केट का प्राइस मालूम पड़ेगा, पैकेजिंग मालूम पड़ेगा, मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटेजी मालूम पड़ेगी, कम्युनिकेशन होगा, प्राइस करोगे, निगोशिएशन करोगे, तो एमबी अच्छे से करोगे, करो।
कन्वेंशनल बिजनेसेस जो है वो आजकल बहुत नेग्लेक्ट हो रहे हैं इन बिजनेसेस के लिए, ग्लोरिफाइड बिजनेसेस, आई कैन से मतलब। लेकिन पैसा जो प्रॉफिट्स है, यू टॉक्ड अबाउट पैट, जो प्रॉफिट्स है वो कन्वेंशनल बिजनेस में ही है।
प्रॉफिट दोनों में है, प्रॉफिट कोई भी एक्टिविटी में अगर आप अच्छे से करो तो प्रॉफिट है। सो वो कोई इश्यू नहीं है। पॉइंट इज कि आपको कौन सी जगह से प्रॉफिट कमाना है और कैसे प्रॉफिट कमाना है। सो आज मैं जैसे पढ़ा के प्रॉफिट कमा रहे, मैं काम करके प्रॉफिट कर रहा हूं, कल के कोई ड्रीम 11 पे पैसा करके भी प्रॉफिट कर सकता है। सो वो तो आप पे जाता है, आपको प्रॉफिट हर जगह पे है। वो आपका, मैंने बोला ना, योर ट्रेड शुड गेट अलोंग विद योर बिजनेस। देयर आर पीपल हु आर बाय नेचर आर गैम्बलर, तो उनको कहीं पे भी रखो वो गैम्बलिंग कर लेंगे। सो आपको आपका प्रोफेशन और आपका पैट आपके ट्रेड के हिसाब से डिसाइड करना है। सो पैट हर एक जगह, प्रॉफिट हर एक जगह पे है। वो आई थिंक वो इश्यू है ही नहीं। आप बिजनेस अच्छे से करोगे क्यों नहीं चलेगा अभी। मैं इतनी सारी बॉलीवुड की मूवी जो इतनी घटिया होती है चल रही है, तो आपका बिजनेस क्यों ना चले भाई, चलेगा। प्रॉफिट हो जाएगा, डोंट वरी, बट डू इट प्रॉपर्ली इन राइट मेथड।
Let's just move to next thing. Let's just say कि business बना लिया, I have done my business, I need money. Where can I get it in India?
Okay, so you are already running a business now?
We are running a business, this t-shirt brand only. Where can I get the money?
So see, if you want a money in form of debt, if you have now a decent reserves and surplus and you have a regular order coming up, naturally you will get a loan and you will get a working capital facility from the bank. There are lots of other instruments they have, like factoring, forfeiting, using which you will have a funding mechanism. You want to expand and you do not want to go for a debt, then naturally you will go for equity investment. Now this equity investment, if your idea would have been unique and have been gone to the product level or a startup level, then naturally it would have been funded either through incubator, angel or a venture capitalist. But you are already in SME level company and you want to now build up, then the private equity investor will come. If you believe, no, I am already in SME and I want to be a corporate level, then naturally the IPO kind of thing you can go and have a money in again form of an equity. So prima facie, when you want to have a money in any business in India, the only two way you can generate a money, either a debt or equity. Sometimes there is a third instrument we call a quasi instrument or a hybrid instruments, which also allows you to go it. But at your level, I believe either you will get a debt or through an equity. Debt comes from a bank in terms of an operational working capital or a long-term capital loan which comes from there, or you can go for an equity. Equity comes from incubator, private equity investor, angels, and venture capitalists. And if you are an SME and want to be a giant or corporate, probably you go for an IPO. So these are the sources from where you get.
What's the difference between venture capital, private equity or angel investor?
Now in India, people speak in the same language. So what I mean for them, they all are same because they fund to an entrepreneur. If you ask me a classical theory of differentiating these three, angel are high net worth individuals. So not the word called angel. So angel is one who comes in your dream and say, okay, your wishes have been fulfilled. So this is how when you go to an angel find your business up to the mark. So he said, okay, I'm going to fund you. So that's the angel. Angel normally does not add value until unless you go and ask them that I need your input. So officially angels fund the money in form of an equity and he does not go into a value addition. You go and ask, he is ready to support you. But when you talk about a venture capitalist prerequisite is supposed to be a unique idea. So VC does not only give you money, venture capitalists also give you a smart money. So venture capitalists are prima facie known for adding lots of value in your businesses rather than only giving a money. So in a VC industry, we make a statement that venture capital does not give you money, it gives you smart money. So when you're adding this word called smart, the smart is lots of value addition they bring out because the venture capitalists have a solid experience of seeing a failed business rather than only seeing a successful businesses. So they know how to build business. You talk Google, you talk Infosys, you talk Biocon, you talk Airbnb, you talk an Apple, you talk a company which has changed the way we have been living today. These all have been funded by VCs, venture capitalists. So that is VC. So you said angel and VC. And the third is private equity. So private equity is prima facie a bond. A step between a venture capitalist and IPO. So when you want to scale up and your business has gone to one level, there you bring private equity. So presume you are doing decent, you are an SME with the help of a venture capitalist, and 3 years down the line you are going to be a listed company. In between you want to build your businesses is where the private equity come in. VC takes highest level of risk in terms of the product has been not established, the market has been not created, so the return expectations are substantial high. But private equity investors are relatively taking a lower risk because the product and the market has been established within a VC money. And IPO level, you have minimum risk. So if you see the VC return, the hurdle rate of VC normally in India costs about 30%. For PE, when you talk, it is supposed to be between 15 to 30%. And IPO level, it normally comes between 10 to 12, 15%. So within equity risk matrix, if you see, VC is taking highest level of risk. A PE is taking relatively lower risk compared to a venture capitalist. And at IPO level, you still further have a lower risk compared to a venture capitalist or private.
So how can someone get in touch with the VCs or how to approach them with a idea?
Yes.
One is start writing on their websites, go and participate in lots of business plan. They also go for lots of workshop. Normally, a good venture capitalists are always search for lots of opportunities. So they go through a networking. And currently, I've been interacting with a number of VCs in India, and what I've been realizing, there are lots of money which are chasing very few ideas. So if you start going and meeting VCs, you are writing them on their website, you start sending your basic B plan by signing a non-disclosure agreement. So I think VC would definitely revert to you, and from there you can take it further.
And how can someone do a job in VCs?
Apply.
VC offices, yeah, job.
So one is the MBA institute call VC companies to have management trainees, or else you directly start applying to them, and they take your interview, and if they are comfortable, they.
And what skills do we need for that?
Whatever skills you need for any of the job as a management trainee is the same skill. So according to me, the basic skill you need to get into any job is commitment, hard work, getting into detailing, ability to add up something which you don't understand. So if you have this, you are qualified to work in VC, you are qualified to work in software, you are qualified to work in any of the niche area or businesses also. At training level, as management training level. Suppose if you are joining a venture capitalist or middle management, then naturally investment banking experience, a debt syndication experience, you have worked with some consultant who are more into an equity valuation or private equity placement, that will help. But at a training level, it's fine. Any MBA can apply.
So, sir, let's say that now the person who is doing an MBA has built up this business, has got the funding from VC right now. So, next step, what would be there, and how should that person develop his own budgeting thing and inculcate that so that he can start getting revenue?
So you are asking me a next step, and then you are also saying how I should do budgeting. So you are also recommending the next step in terms of budgeting. So I have not understood the question.
So he did his series A round basically.
Go for series B.
First series we can say that. Series A round. What's the next step with it? What to do with the money? He got like
Used to build the sales, the revenue. Let's see the top line grow. See, I give a very broader view to an entrepreneur who wants to build a business. When you start a business, let's be clear, the priority is not a profit. The priority to have a sales revenue. Bring sales, serve customer, bring sales, serve customer, and establish your authenticity as someone who is reliable in terms of providing a services. While you keep on increasing your sales, gradually you go on a gross profit. You don't make gross profit immediately. In initial years, you bleed. And when you bleed and you are making some cash losses, these cash losses need to be compensated through a VC or a angel funding. So that's a part of the fundraising process you are doing. Once you have a gross profit, your target is to achieve a net profit by increasing your revenue. So the first phase of the business organization, build revenue. Do not talk about profit. The second phase of the product of the entrepreneurship is increase profit without increasing a sales by reducing a cost. So while you are reducing a cost, you are becoming an operational efficient organization. Because you are now working on a raw material, supply chain, and wastages should be go down, the salary should be efficient, the marketing money should be spent properly. So number one, increase sales. Sales is now stagnant, you can't increase. Reduce expenses. This is where you become an operational efficient organization because your customers are happy, your product is good, your operational expenses are controlled, so you have a gross margin. Once that's been through and you realize I'm operationally efficient and sales have reached on the peak, now you work on a depreciation, interest and tax to increase your profit. So there are three phases we go. One is where you build a sales, don't talk about PAT. Second, you reduce your cost, sales constant, your PAT goes up. Third, you work on the financial aspect of business in terms of depreciation, interest and tax and try to build a PAT. So first is a sales driven organization. Second is an operational excellence organization. Third phase is a financial engineering driven organization. So these are three phases of any startup journey. So this is how you try to build it.
So we are basically burning cash right now. Why would a VC give us money?
Because VC knows that you are not going to, you are studying, you are paying your fees, you are burning your cash. Why you are doing it? Because you know there is a future income. So VC knows that you are going to grow.
So valuation are basis on the
Valuation is a fancy word. VC understand because he has gone through your product. He has met you. So he trusts you. He trusts your product. And he knows that today if I'm putting a money here, over a period of time, this company and this promoter is going to generate a profit for me. Out of profit, I'm going to get an exit and I'm going to get a return over my investment. And then what is valuation? A VC wants to buy a share in your company. Now the face value is 10 rupee. You are a promoter. Naturally, you are not going to take his investment at 10 rupees. So you are saying, give me a premium. So you are saying 30 rupee, 40 rupee, 100 rupee. So VC will say, shall I pay 100 or not? Shall I pay 90 or not? That's a valuation. So someone is, today you are buying a property and you are buying a property at X amount. So that's a valuation you have done. But what happened? Of late, lots of consultant comes into these businesses and then they started using lots of fancy jargon. Is where this valuation, then unicorn kind of word and series A and series 2 and series A and series B funding came. You need money to start a business, series A. Your business is doing well, you want to build further, you want to spend money on marketing, series B. Now you realize you have done a marketing and you are profitable, you want to go into a different country, series C. So it's nothing else. It's the first round, second round, third round, fourth round, come with lots of financial jargon.
basically it just पैसा उठाना.
हाँ, पैसा लो और उसको एक अच्छे वर्ड से डिस्क्राइब करो. हाँ, बराबर, एब्सोल्युटली परफेक्ट.
इंडिया में राइट नाउ बहुत सारे गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशंस भी आ रहे हैं. जीएसटीज में कट्स हुए हैं. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग बिजनेस को इंडिया अभी बहुत एम्पावर कर रहा है. What's the future of that in 10 years?
Future of what?
Manufacturing in India.
Future of manufacturing will there, it will grow.
Because India has been the service-based industry for last 2 decades.
See, if you see the history of India, India was prima facie an agriculture economy. And with the industrial revolution post Second World War, India also become a part of the journey. So the predominant agriculture component has been not yet out of this country. You understand? But naturally, as any economy, as any country is a part of a world economy, so whatever is happening, whatever shift is happening in world economy is going to affect the country, and that's where the industry came, that's where the manufacturing come, that's where the services come. So manufacturing will be there, services will be there, manufacturing will become more efficient, more technology orientation will come into the system. We will keep on diversifying product. For example, there were chemical which used to go from here. Now we are going to have a green chemical. India is, I forgot now what the current ranking, but India, I know 3 years back was the second largest plastic manufacturing country in the world, and Surat city was the #1 diamond polish city of the world. But polishing does not generate a revenue, designing generate a revenue, and so India prima facie is trying to migrate from a lower end value product to a higher value product. So plastic manufacturing does not give you money, but the toy made out of plastics gives you money. So toys are made in China, plastic belongs to India, so India is now trying to come out with their own toy. So the value which China used to produce and extract is now what India will do it. So that is where the shift will be.
Can we surpass China?
No.
Big question.
Yeah, we can surpass, we have already surpassed China in terms of value system and ethics.
But in GDP or...
No, and we don't, why we should? We don't want to also, no? Because if there is a billionaire who have become billionaire by doing some of the different act, we don't think so we need to be #1 billionaire by following his footstep. India is great the way the Indians are, and Indians entrepreneurs are great the way they are. So we don't want to be better than China in terms of GDP. There are numerous places where we can be better than China. So let's work on that. China have more people qualifying for Olympic. They are winning more gold. So let's talk about winning more gold. China have lots of solid startup system. The startup economy in China is very vibrant. We have a startup economy. So I think let's target there rather than GDP.
I think government has also one scheme they have put out for empowering India. So it helped a lot. Startup India, the MSMEs have given grants as well.
देखो ऐसा है, आज तुम्हारी उम्र में तुम एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की बात कर रहे हो ना, तो ये कल्चर पिछले 10 साल में तो आया कि वी ऑल स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट बिजनेस एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. हम लोग जब एमबीए कर रहे थे तो ये सब कोई वर्ड थे नहीं, हमारे दिमाग में बहुत सिंपल था कि भाई जॉब लेनी है। सो आज आप लोग ये कर रहे हो तो वो अच्छी चीज है, और वो कल्चर आ गया है। देखो पहले कल्चर आता है, कल्चर धीरे धीरे मेन स्ट्रीम कल्चर बनता है, और वहीं से हम अच्छे एंटरप्रेन्योर और प्रोड्यूस करते हैं। So now India have an entrepreneurial culture. Youth is talking about entrepreneurship. Otherwise, youth, I recollect 10 years back, they were never talking about वो जॉब का माइंडसेट ही था, एमबीए करो यानी जॉब ही करो, जॉब तो करना है। एंड शी आस्क्ड फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन कि एक आदमी को जॉब मिल रही है और बिजनेस करना है, क्या चाहिए? एंड आई एम कन्विंस्ड ऑल पीपल हु आर डूइंग अ जॉब इन अ कॉर्पोरेट, दे मस्ट have their own businesses, because in next 5 years this organization is going to crumble like anything. So if you are going to remain dependent upon your organization, your job for your livelihood, you are going to be in trouble. So why don't you do your job and businesses together? तो वो तो करना ही है, तो ये कल्चर बढ़ेगा और ये अच्छा कल्चर हो रहा है। तो आई थिंक देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ शिफ्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ माइंडसेट।
Thank you so much, sir, for coming for the podcast, and we would love to have you again. I think a lot of things that we have left today, but we'll surely catch up again.
Positively.
Thank you so much for joining in, and we'll see you in the next one.